Welcome to PG Tech. Today, I'm going to be doing a Ryzen 7 Ultimate Budget, which is kind of contradictory, productivity and gaming build. And then I'm going to go through the rationale for pretty much each part and why I chose it, and hopefully help stimulate your ideas for your own builds. Let's get right down to it. First off, we're starting with the Ryzen 7 CPU that I chose. The door keeps swinging open and open, I apologize. I chose the Ryzen 7 1700, and some of you may be thinking, well, if it's going to be a Ryzen build, why don't you use the 1800X or 1700X? Well, because we are actually going to put a liquid cooler into this rig, and that way you can overclock your 1700 and it'll perform essentially as well as an 1800X, and you pay $200 to $300 or $200-ish less than you will for the 1800X. That is why there are plenty of videos describing this. Even Gamers Nexus, Paul's Hardware, they've described this too. Then I'm going to go with the motherboard on the PC part picker list I'll list below. It is an Asus Prime X370 Pro motherboard. This is a great motherboard, has plenty of features to do pretty much anything you want, SLI, Crossfire, and any real usefulness that you'll need of sorts. It's got plenty of I/O to do what you want. Of course, it's got USB Type-C, 3.1, Gen 1. It's got, I believe NVMe, let me check real quickly. Yeah, it's got NVMe storage or M.2 slots, and plenty of PCI Express lanes to suit your desires. The alternative is the BioStar X370 GT5, which is a few dollars cheaper, and that is something I actually buy for myself because it is more colored neutral. I mean, the CPU slot is a little ugly, but other than that, I mean, that's going to be covered by your cooler, so you're not going to have any issues there. Then the RAM. Corsair Vengeance LPX 16 gigabytes, because if you're going to be buying this CPU, you're going to be doing some sort of content creation as long with gaming. And 16 gigabytes will be future-proof for a good long while, future-proof in quotes. And that is the main one everyone recommends, so there it is. The CPU cooler, I'm going to be, I think, a CPU, or a Cooler Master Liquid Pro 380 will be a good cooler for this build. I think it'll cool just fine. It's one of the few that are out currently that actually have support for AM4. The storage, big importance. In the SanDisk SSD Plus 240, it is a cheaper SSD, but it'll be a great boot drive and store a few games on there. And then the Seagate Barracuda 2 terabyte drive, and that is for your mass storage. And then for the graphics card, this is very important, a 1070, and if you are doing gaming and content creation, this will be perfect for you. Push those frame rates up. The 1080 just came out, so you might want to substitute this for maybe, or the 1080 Ti, you might want to substitute this maybe for a 1080, because it's now about $500. But I think a 1070 is just fine. The case is the S340 case, NZXT. It's got plenty of room for storage, graphics cards, radiator, which theoretically the radiator that is in this list should work. It has been tested in a few ways, but it's just a tighter fit. And the power supply is a EVGA Supernova NEX 650W. It's Gold Plus, 80 Gold Plus certified, and that just means that it's power efficient, so you're not going to be wasting a lot of power and energy and heat. It's just going to be more efficient overall, and this is a highly rated power supply. So in its current configuration, it is about $1,400, but you can shave off a few bucks by getting the motherboard I recommended, the other one, or maybe doing an air cooler of sorts, maybe doing 8 gigabytes of RAM instead, but I really would not recommend doing that if you're getting the CPU, because you're going to be doing some sort of content creation like CAD design, 3D modeling. You're going to need the extra RAM, and sometimes you might even need more. You can get a cheaper case, but I think the NZXT case looks better than most of the cases on the market, and it matches the GPU and the X370 Pro motherboard that is listed here. And so it has a color scheme that matches. You can exchange that and maybe shave off a few dollars, but I don't think there's really a need to. If you're going to be spending this kind of dough, you're going to want a case that looks beautiful as well. Anyways, thank you for joining me. This is PG Tech signing out. Next video will be an R5, the Ryzen 5 build, and that will be the budget version of that as well. And I'm going to do a 4-core and 6-core variant for that. Stay tuned for that if you are interested. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.